We are about to leave our hotel here in Manuel Antonio, and we're going to get on the road and head to our next stop at Tamarindo. It's about a 5-hour drive, so it's going to take most of the day till it gets dark. It gets dark about 6, so we're hoping to see some more of the country and see what it's all about here in Costa Rica. One of the interesting challenges here in Costa Rica is that almost all the cars are manual transmissions, so I haven't driven a manual in at least 12 years or so, so I'm having to relearn to do that. And it's also super duper hilly here, and that makes it extra challenging, especially if you're stopped on a hill and you have to deal with that. So learning as I go, but it's coming back to me.
Passing on a double line.
Through a stoplight.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like school just let out.
There's an insane amount of truck traffic on this road that we're taking to Tamarindo, and we're only going 55 kilometers an hour, which is, I don't know what, 30 maybe?
Yeah, not fast.
30 miles per hour?
It's gonna take forever.
That's the resort town of Jaco across the bay there.
Are they letting? I think you're. Oh, you're turning on too. Oh, my gosh! They got someone sticking out of the truck too.
Continue for 5 kilometers.
We're in Tamarindo. It's really nice. We've got a kitchenette, pretty much full refrigerator though. And a king-size bed and a TV, and the bathroom is really nice as well. So yeah, the bed looks and feels pretty comfortable, so that's nice.
And a really huge shower.
In a drying rack, which is super helpful because our last place did not have anywhere to hang our wet clothes.
So we arrived at our new hotel in Tamarindo just in time for the sunset. We've arrived in Tamarindo and we decided to leave the hotel and walk down here to grab a bite to eat. And we got this awesome spot right looking out into the ocean at night. I think it's called Noguis. I can't really pronounce it properly. It's Noguis. They just brought our food, and Lauren got probably the most epic BLT I've ever seen with some really good looking fruit. So we're going to dig in and see what it tastes like.
Teenage boy was walking down the beach with leaves, I guess, and he was making these really cool creations. He made these for me, and then he made Brian a grasshopper. It's really amazing in my opinion.
Just to put into context a bit what time it is right now and when we're on this trip, we just learned tonight that President Trump addressed the country about them banning all travel between Europe and the United States due to the coronavirus pandemic that I guess WHO just declared that is a pandemic now for the whole world. So it's kind of interesting being on this trip when all this stuff is going on, and hopefully they'll let us return to the United States on Saturday when we're heading back. Our kids are at home, and I guess there's been a lot of runs on the stores and stuff, but my mom is watching them, and she stocked up on toilet paper, I guess, so we're good in that respect, because apparently there's a lot of stores that are out of that right now. So it's interesting times we're living in. One of the greatest things about Costa Rica down here we found is that it's relatively inexpensive to go out to eat. We just had dinner by the beach and had some really great food for
Dinner on the beach.
dinner on the beach with looking right out over the ocean, and it's beautiful for $21.82.
That
So
includes tip.
including the tip. You can't get that anywhere in the United States, that's for sure.
Hey, buddy. Come
There
out.
are all kinds of cool little hermit crabs right here at the entrance to our resort. They're really cute. They've got all kinds of random shells. I'm gonna put them down.
Go see your friends? Oh gosh,
What?
it was just a leaf.
You scared him. You made him go in his...
Oh, come on.
We have found the mother lode of hermit crabs. There are, I don't know, hundreds of them.
There's some big ones back here. Look, Brian.
Wow.
That big guy. There's something over my feet. It's really scary. Like, they're so loud.
They all have different shells and stuff. It's hilarious.
All different shapes. Wow. There's something down by my feet. What?
Every imaginable kind of shell these little guys have picked up.
There's a bunch more up here.
One of the nice things about the hotel we were staying at here in Tamarindo is they include breakfast, which we didn't have at our last place that we stayed at. Some decent fruit assortment and breads, so not too bad. Right outside the door of our room, there is a banana tree with a huge bunch of bananas on it. That's pretty awesome. Tide is out right now here in Tamarindo Beach, and we are exploring all these cool tide pools that are out here. really tiny little starfish. You can see compared to my hand, they were underneath a rock that I just flipped over. We found some bigger ones. They're closer in size to my hand than those teeny little ones were. Found a little sea urchin on this rock. It's actually moving if you look closely. Lauren thinks she found something in this little tidal pool here. Little snails. Oh, there's another little one.
There's also a fish in there somewhere.
Over on this hill beside the beach, we walked over here and there's a bunch of cacti all lining up along the hillside. It's kind of interesting. Closer look at the cacti behind me. They are pretty huge. Big spikes on those. This is our hotel in Tamarindo. We are staying at the Coast Hotel on the beach. It's a pretty nice place and we are happy with it so far. We were in Tamarindo for lunch and they brought out our food at this restaurant we stopped at called Paquitas. I got nachos and Lauren got some interesting looking fajitas. They're a little different than we're used to, but it looks good. So we are still here in Tamarindo on our 15-year anniversary trip, and the coronavirus thing has been evolving as we've been here. So it's kind of been an interesting experience.
Yeah, we were sitting there enjoying our fajitas and nachos, and we had Wi-Fi in there, and so we were learning about all the developments back in Indiana and how they've restricted all large gatherings to 250 people or less, and they're creating exemptions for schools so that the schools don't have to be in session as long as normal, and canceling almost everything, it seems like. So yeah, it's kind of scary.
Last night we watched Trump address the country, and we saw that he put in a travel ban for all travelers from Europe entering the United States. So that makes us a little nervous being out of the country at the moment, and we hope things don't get crazy before we come back in a couple days. As we've been sitting here, we also learned the NCAA tournament was canceled, the Big Ten tournament was canceled. It's just a crazy unfolding event right before our eyes, and we're in paradise. So it's all kind of strange for us to see this happening from afar.
And I read that if you've traveled internationally, they're not going to allow you in a hospital, which I totally understand. But I was just thinking, oh my goodness, I hope nobody we know is hospitalized, especially one of our children or something. That would be really horrible. So some anxiety is setting in for sure.
Yeah, we're enjoying our time here, but we're also a little anxious to get home and get back with our kids since all this craziness is going on. So hopefully everything's good from this point forward for us, and hopefully for everyone else too. We had another good day here exploring Tamarindo, and we're just sitting here watching the sunset. It's really beautiful. The waves are coming in. There's a lot of surfers out there doing some surfing. The weather here is awesome, and every day's been sunny, so we really enjoyed it. We got a beautiful sunset every day too. So can't wait to see what tomorrow we get to do. Just to give you an idea of how close our resort is to the beach, it's right back there behind me. The tide's out right now, so the beach is enormous, but the water, when it does come in, it's not too far from up there. The beach is probably 2/3 smaller at that point. So I'm guessing it's really shallow when the tide comes in, because you probably walk out forever. There's not much of a slope here. So they just declared a national emergency, or what? Yeah, national emergency back in the United States. We go back tomorrow, so who knows what we're walking into. We've already seen people posting pictures on Facebook from Fishers, where we live, of all the stores completely wiped out. So might not be having any bread or milk for a while.
So yeah, we found another restaurant right on the beach, which is amazing. We're really enjoying that. And we are at, what's this place called? Walters. We're at Walters. And our food just arrived. Brian got a fish sandwich, some sort of breaded fish, and I got a cheeseburger. So, I don't know, not very interesting, I suppose, but it looks very good.
It's our last time to eat lunch with this view. One thing we've noticed around Costa Rica is they have a little bit different standards for their electrical grid than we're used to up in the U.S. Up above me, you can see the complete rat nest tangled mess, and they pay the price for it too, because we've had a couple rolling blackouts hit the resort we're staying at since we've been here. I guess in the dry season we're in right now, it gets so hot all the air conditioners overload the system. There's another example of some great wiring up on that telephone pole. This is what a Costa Rican grocery store looks like. Pretty similar to back home. A little smaller, but they've got all what you need. Here they don't have Diet Coke, they have Coca-Cola Light, and the only way you can tell is that little gray band. The black band is actually Coke Zero, and then regular Coke. This is Imperial. This is seems to be the national beer of Costa Rica. It's everywhere. Pretty much the general average Joe beer around here. So back home, all we're seeing is pictures of empty toilet paper shelves. And here in Costa Rica, there is plenty of toilet paper. Wish we could take some home with us.
When I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the
I'm gonna get one last swim in here in paradise. Tomorrow we have to drive all morning back to the airport, and then we return home to coronavirus apocalypse back in the USA, and hopefully things get better soon. It's been a fun time this week. We've missed our kids, and we're ready to see them. And until next time, Costa Rica.